All right, guys. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Mustang. The 66 Mustang that I'm sitting in currently. Yes, this project is getting started. It's getting started right now. But before we dig into the car, I need to tell you a little bit of the history of the car. At least the history with me. So I broke my hand about 9 years ago. Some personal reasons, I'm not going to get into it, but I broke my hand and I was laid up. I couldn't do anything. You know, it's middle of winter. So I started learning how to trade. I took a crappy four-wheeler and I turned it into two other crappy four-wheelers. At that time, I found this Mustang sitting in Temple, New Hampshire at a farm. I fell in love with the damn thing. Always wanted one. And as you can see on this channel, we tend to go for the crappier vehicles to make them something. And yeah, so that's what I did. I fell in love with this thing. Struck a deal with the guy. He took the four-wheeler and I sent a buddy down. He went and got all the parts. It came time to get the car. I sent a ramp truck down. Well, the yard. This is the middle, I think. Yeah, it was the end of January, or I'm sorry, end of February. Can't even think right now. Almost March. So the guy, the tow truck driver, calls and says, "Hey, I can't get up this driveway." So in Temple, you apparently pay the city like $80 a year or something like that. At least that's what it was then. But you pay the city to plow your yard yearly. So there is no other contracted plow trucks in that area. So it was fun, to say the least. I had contacted a lot of plow truck drivers, even, you know, a couple of towns away. Finally, I found a guy. He agreed to go over. He the yard hadn't been plowed all year, so anybody that has ever run a plow or knows anything about snow, there you go. You can understand how much a pain in the ass it was for this driver to get it done. Which reminds me of one thing. Even 9 years later, because I do have a conscience, the plow truck driver never contacted me for payment. So, on the off chance that you are the plow truck driver, I remember what town you're in, but I don't remember the name of your company. Get a hold of me. I would love to be able to pay you what I owe you, because it's been on my conscience for all that time. I mean, 9 years, come on, right? But anyhow, that guy, he really kicked ass. He got it done the best he could. On my birthday 9 years ago, Bertocci's Towing here in Laconia. Awesome company. Not sponsored by them, but they're a family-owned business, so I have no problem giving a quick shout-out to them. Derek went down and he worked his ass off. He was there for several hours and got the car. He had to winch his way in, winch his way out. He called me every few often, saying how much of a pain in the ass it was to get this car. Finally got it. We brought it. He brought it up to me here in Laconia. She sat in the garage for a while. I met this guy. I'm not going to release his name. But I met this guy online that was legit. He was a very good guy. A lot of references. And I took the other four-wheeler that I had gotten in the trade before the Mustang, and I kept trading up and then finally cashed out. And when I cashed out, I bought the money for the front frame rails, the clip, and to pay this gentleman off. Over the years, I thought that him and I had gotten to a friendship status. He had done another project for my buddy. He did the front end of this vehicle, this Mustang. In the meantime of getting up to the really bad parts, I got divorced, went through some stuff, found that, you know, I loved automotive to the point where I wanted to make it, you know, my own legacy, I guess you'd say, guys. So I had slowly started a business, and then I was working on this Mustang. I found another V6 motor, threw it in, transmission, got it all up and running. Well, it wasn't fast enough for me, and I knew that the rear frame rails and this floor was in bad shape. So at that point, I started saving for parts for this car. Now I'm talking front floor, complete floor, trunk floor, wheelhouses, quarters, tail pan, cross supports, torque box, everything. Rear frame rails, yeah. So everything. I bought it all. I saved up more. Finally got it to the point where I had enough to send the vehicle down to the gentleman. He came up, dropped off my buddy's car that he had been working on, took my my Mustang, and it was supposed to be a winter project at most. So I kept sending him money, and kept sending him money, and kept sending him money. Well, fast forward, I got stupid, I guess. Some of this is definitely my fault because, you know, I considered him a friend, and well, you know how that stuff goes, guys. Basically 2 years had passed, and I had started getting really upset because I had also been buying parts like the spindles so I could turn this into a 5-lug. I got a new rear end 5-lug. I got a T5 transmission. I've got the clutch. I've got cables. I've got intake. I've purchased so much at this point. So I start getting, you know, a little aggravated. My buddy Tom, hi Tom, says that he'd take a ride down to where the car was. So he gets there, and the guy's not there. So I had messaged him and said, "Hey, what's going on? Where's the car? Why can't we? Where are you?" Well, he was there quick. He was there super quick. Tom was talking to him, and he sent me a picture of a car covered up in the yard. But the guy continued to say that the car was in the paint booth, and he wouldn't let him see it because he was trying to do a good thing for me, making it sound like he was doing more than what was asked. So this guy and I came up to an agreement. I gave him another month, and I said, if you don't produce, then I don't owe you anything else. He says, oh, no, I'll get the car done 100%. Well, that month came, and he didn't produce. He stopped returning my phone calls. He wouldn't text me back. Just ghosted. So I have a buddy that owns a tow company, another buddy, and him and I had already had a conversation, and he said, call me, tell me anytime, I'll be there in an hour to get it. So you know, obviously the time had come. I was extremely uncomfortable. This guy's got a lot of my money. He's got my parts. He's got my car. I'm freaking out, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm freaking out. So I send him down. He gets there. He finds the car in the spot that Tom said that he thought it was my car. He calls me and he says, Grady, you're not going to be happy. And he sends me a picture of my car sitting under a tree with the car cover on it. As far as we can tell, the car was brought there by this gentleman that said he would fix my vehicle. Taken off the trailer, and that's where it's sat for 2 years, guys. 2 years while he collected thousands of dollars from me. My parts, my time, my faith, everything. Uh, uh, at that point, I'm not gonna lie. I'm man enough to tell you guys that I wanted to cry. I was so freaking upset. Um, the car got home, which I got to do another shout out here. Barrett Towing in Belmont, New Hampshire. He's an awesome guy, great friend. He's the one that went and got it. So, gets it here. We drop it off out front here. Later that night, I'm sitting on the porch and I'm just looking at it, and I'm saying, I can't understand how people could do this, you know? He took about $5,000 of my money and just tore all faith in humanity away from me. I gotta explain something to you guys. I know that bad things happen in the world, but my brain don't allow me to think about the bad things that happen in the world. The only time that I know that things are happening bad is if I watch the news, which I don't watch the news because I don't like listening to it. I don't want to know what kind of bad people are out there, if that makes sense to anybody. So I purposely don't watch the news because I don't like the negativity. I don't like the drama. I like to help people, like generally help people in any way I can, and not screw them over. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at, well, my dream car, my realistic dream car is what I've always called this. I would love to have an Eleanor. Oh, I'd love to, but Eleanor is expensive, But this is my realistic dream car, guys. And I wrote a post, a long ass post, and I don't normally post the negative things online, but I was so upset that I didn't know what else to do at this point. I knew that court would be next to impossible because he's already got theft by deception several times. He was a scammer in the 90s. These are all things that I found out after I got the car back. I did do a little bit of research, but I didn't find any of this stuff before I'd sent the car the first time. So through that, I actually found quite a few people that were saying that this guy was a scam artist. And it made no sense because we had met several times. We had done deals before. He had worked on the car and done a good job. Yes, it took a little longer, but I mean, I understand. I'm in the automotive industry. I've been in this industry for years. I know that things happen. So, boom. Sitting there and I pushed the car out back the next day, and then a few days later, I put it in storage. Then it was time for me to get my parts because unfortunately there wasn't a lot of room after the car was on the flatbed, and we didn't want him to fly off. So the guy brought him back up to me, and I'm not a violent person, but all I could picture was driving his face right into the concrete. I don't have that kind of hatred toward people, guys. But I got the parts back, and as I'm unloading them, they're dented, they're creased, there's rust on them. These are brand new parts that I had purchased. A lot of money, probably $3,500 or more is what I paid for these parts. So he apologizes a million and a half times to me, says he wants to make it right. Blah, 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 blah. And he says he's going to pay me back my money. I think I got $100 from him at that point. Fast forward, I put the car away, I put the parts away. I did my best to forget about it. I almost sold the car quite a few times. And years progressed. I think it was about 2 years or so that I wouldn't even think about the car, to be honest with you. I was just so upset. So upset that somebody could take advantage of somebody like this, that they could screw them over and sleep at night. So last year, I had started recording videos again for YouTube. My shop unfortunately got shut down because of my location, and I needed to look for the next chapter in my life. So now we're into August of last year, and I started working on cars again, on the camera, and then I started talking and talking and talking and talking. And you guys know I talked a hell of a lot about this car. I know I did. Well, we finally got it over here, and it's set all winter because I had too many stinking projects, or it was too cold out here. I have a lot of excuses of why I don't get this car done. I'm a little nervous. I've never done a project to this size. The mechanics part, no problem. I can do mechanics with no problem. Put this car together, take it apart, no problem. The metal part is the part that makes me nervous because I'm not a great fabricator. I'm nervous that I'm going to cut the floor out of this thing and it's going to buckle, or it's going to not be flat and straight like it's supposed to be. So I have a lot of concerns, but at this point, what have I got to lose, guys? Seriously, what have I got to lose? I have all the panels except for the inner and outer rocker panels. If I need those, I'll order them, or we'll make them, or something. I don't know. I don't have a clue. I have tried to get other people to work on this with me. None of my friends have any kind of skills, and the people that do have skills don't want to do it. So I'm tired of making excuses. I'm tired of people taking advantage of me. I'm tired of not being able to drive this awesome freaking car. I mean, I bought this car at like age 26, 27, something like that. Not many, young kids like that can say that they own a classic. Yeah, it's a junk classic, but it's mine. It's paid for. I have the parts. I kind of have know-how. We do have YouTube. We have a lot of friends out there that are YouTubers that have done this. So if I get into some trouble, I suppose I could call them and say, hey, what am I doing wrong? But that's the little bit of the backstory on the Mustang. I invite you guys to come along and watch me screw up. Because let me tell you, I know I'm going to screw up. This channel is not about how to do it professionally. It's about how to do it. Okay, it's not about how to do it, totally. It's not a how-to channel. It's a watch me screw up so you know what I did wrong so you can do better kind of thing, maybe. I don't know. The biggest thing, guys, is you got this project. You got to get out. You got to do it. Unless you got a lot of money, then you can send it to people and get screwed over. I guess. I don't know what the lesson is yet here for me. So I invite you guys to come along. Watch me screw up. Watch me succeed. Watch me fail. Watch me do everything. Give me the comments. Help me grow this channel so we can bring a little bit of light to somebody, Because there's got to be other people out there that's been screwed over that have this same idea that they're going to have this awesome classic car, and then they don't get to do it because some asshole takes the dream away from them. Well, we're taking the dream back. We're not going to let them win. Join me. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm serious. We need to grow this channel so this guy that screwed me over can see this, and we can all give him the, Please. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. stay tuned for the next video. We are working on this car. We're going to get something done in the next video. We will be hands-on. Adios.